All right, I'm going to do the same. I'm going to mute my mic.
Right. Evening, everyone. Everyone in chat. Everyone that's here watching. I am F1 Gatecrasher. I'm not the important one here. This person here is. I've got the one and only Amaze with me. How are you doing, my friend?
Hello. I'm doing well, man. Vibing out to the highest degree. Just got off work maybe an hour ago, so feeling good, feeling good. Thank you for having me, man. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no. Thank you for agreeing to come on. I've been so
Of course.
excited. As soon as you said yeah, I'm so excited to have you on.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Yeah.
uh, One, because you're the most positive person I know on Twitch, on Twitter, videos you put out. It's brilliant. And because of the freestyle stuff you do, it's awesome to watch.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So how this usually plays out for those that are come here new to my channel, just stop by. We go through 4 different subjects, starting to get to know my guests better away from streaming. Then we go into gaming, the game that the guest is more known for, and then into what they do, whether it's content creating or streaming, and that's how we go about with these things. It's not a hard interview; it's more of a friendly chat. Like I was pointing out, I've got my coffee. I was just there you go. So
Live wire, man.
yeah. So we'll get into the first bit, which is getting to know yourself better, away from streaming, away from gaming and stuff. So first of all, obviously you're from America. Whereabouts are you from?
Me, I'm from Virginia, Richmond, Virginia. I've been literally living here like my entire life, so my whole 31 years in Virginia. I thought about moving. I don't think I want to move. If I was able to make another major move, it would probably get something very, very nice here, just because it's the background. I have so much background here. Wouldn't want to change that, man, for anything. Um, but besides that, yeah, man. That's where I reside.
Yeah,
That's where I am.
yeah. It's same as me. I live in a city called York, Old York. You've got New York. I live in original York, and I've been here my entire life, all 38 years.
Hmm.
And to be fair, I don't want to move. It's it's where I
Just
class
like
as
me, have that
home.
mindset, right?
Yeah, it's my home. It's where I'm from. If I win the lottery and I can afford to move somewhere else, it might change my mind. But who knows what might happen? So,
Right.
what was life like growing up in Virginia?
Believe it or not, man, I wasn't one of the cool kids. I was one of the hype kids. One of the kids that would be hang with both crowds, either the people that popular kids didn't want to hang with, and I'll be hanging with the popular ones. I usually just I was one of those people, man, in school, man, that, got judged a little bit, man, by medication because I'm a guy who has asthma. So asthma wasn't my biggest things. A lot of people did, not gonna lie, did try to clown me for those things, and totally fine. You know what I mean? I had my grandmother, man, always keep me up in spirit, and um, so she's always watching me. She made me feel important even when I wasn't, or felt like I wasn't. She made me feel important about why I'll be here. Being the hypest person, man. I couldn't focus in school. Very, very energetic, very, very talkative, or the type of person that just wanted to talk to everybody and learn at the same time. But I guess back in school days, man, it wasn't just focused on just interactions with other people. It was more focused on learning. They gave me some medication to take the hype out of me, and I literally look like one of these people that just didn't want to move, just really just straight up just focused on learning and not talk to anybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, people come and question me about it sometimes. About, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm just focused. And I was literally just in school, I was literally just focused. I don't know what this medication was, but it literally was something that my parents got me to have me pay attention more other than just interact. And I felt like that medication was a blockage of me um getting to know other people. That
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah.
Um and I will lie, man. Every time I go back and think about it, man, it sort of hurts in a way. Um, but at the end of the day, man, learn from it, kind of understanding it, man. As I went to middle school, progressed it up. I wasn't on that anymore. I was still the hype, energetic guy, but more paying attention and more focused uh this time around versus elementary school. Um, I also started my name from there, as y'all know, as me as a Amaze. Back then it was D Amaze. One of the reasons they came up with the word Amaze was because I was a guy that liked to beatbox and freestyle. It was a
Yeah.
fun time. It was a very, very, very fun time. I was one of those guys at the lunch table that everybody wanted to come and be around because I was making lunch entertaining.
Yeah.
Um, my lunch period was one of the funnest times I think I've ever had, man. Making beats, and we had people actually just come over there and actually rap at the lunch table. It was really kind of cool. I became popular in middle school just being that person that was able to beatbox. And one of my classmates came up with the name DMAs and said, "This is going to stick with you for the rest of your life." And I was like, "I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about that,"
Yeah.
but it actually did. And then I actually sort of changed it around when I got to high school. Of course, high school was a fun year. Whew. Thinking about high school. High school was very, very fun. I enjoyed it. It's a fun time. Learned to balance the hypeness I had back in high school and be more of the chill kind of guy, but still active, still
Yeah.
talking. I'm that guy that likes to talk to people, likes to, get to know them, stuff like that, like the vibe, you know what I mean? Like I do now. So
Mm.
um that point on in, as I graduated high school, that's when, of course, you know how it goes, life starts. So
Yeah.
that's how it usually is, the open breakup. But when I was in school, I was working. I was working at UPS, which you will all see now. I was working at UPS in my 12th grade year of high school. Um, Working and then going to school. Oh my God, was a very, very big drag. I was getting heavily tired going to school. I only had 4 classes in high school during my 12th grade year. So falling asleep in class was a thing just because I was working my butt off.
Yeah.
Part-time as a loader, a person loading up packages into the trailers and stuff like that. I was doing that for a while. I did that for maybe like 7 years in after high school. Lost my grandmother, unfortunately, after I graduated. Um, that hit me very, very hard. Um Felt I couldn't really shed tears or anything like that. I have a hard time shedding tears when it comes down to rest in peace moments. Um but my heart and everything just feels that 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 sad moment. Everything is weak. Can't tear up, but I just feel like I'm getting weak. I think the only time I'll start tearing up is if I look at somebody who's tearing up beside me.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And I she was very, very dear to me. That was the only person that made me feel really, really important um in my life. Exactly why you always hear me say my grandma was a big part of what I am now.
Yeah.
Um I know during those times I was a very, very hard-headed person when she would explain some things to me, telling me that you have so much potential. You can be this person, you could be, I feel like you can change the world. My grandmother told me so many things, man. I didn't listen. And it didn't hit me, man, until after she passed. Uh at that point on in, I sort of started learning a lot more, understanding where she was coming from. To this day, I actually now understand where she was coming from
Yeah.
because I see it, you know. So
Well,
yeah.
obviously, you're talking. Well, you mentioned a few of your family members there, so that was my next question. So tell me about your family.
My family. Yeah. Um, my family, man. Believe it or not, when I started working, my family got into a bit of bad issues. So I wasn't able to save up as a teenager, my money, anything like that. I ended up paying my family. um, to get out of a bracket that they put themselves into, a very deep hole. Versus asking other people around me, you're paying to live at this age, getting judged by that, totally fine. Like yeah, a lot of people say they went to college and stuff like that, and I get it. Um, I couldn't save up enough. I was paying to live. Um, Ended up getting two jobs. It was very bad. After high school, would think it would be fun or celebrating or going to college or doing something bigger.
Yeah.
Uh, it just wasn't the case. Um, I had to pay to live at home. Um, Gaming was definitely one of my things since I was a kid, of course. I started Twitch, believe it or not, getting talked down when I was doing it. Um, Saying that this was a waste of time. I don't see you doing anything with this. Um, Being laughed at by my family.
Right.
Uh, and Yeah, that hit heavy. Um, I think the only one that actually had some actual type of belief in me was my father. Um, he was with it. He didn't know anything about it, but he could see how passionate I was about doing it. Um, and when I did it, he was all the way with it, making sure that the internet stayed up. He could see how focused I was about this.
Hmm.
Um, at least paying to live, at least could understand what I'm trying to do here. Um, and I did that for a while. Um, I never really know too much of my other family. I rarely see them. I still don't know half of them. Um, I know some of them are from Philly, which you probably don't know about. And Some of them were from Amelia, Virginia, which is from here. I barely knew them. I barely knew any of my other family. Um, Only one I actually knew was the ones that I know now, which is my immediate family.
Yeah.
Um, you ask me anything about other family or anybody else around, I'm gonna tell you I don't know because I
So,
don't know.
so what about the obviously through your streams where you come away from the setting with your green screen behind you, and then you'll have
Right.
you and a little man with you, and lots of nice photos and pictures.
That's my family. Um, my son is my everything. Um, and what I mean by my everything, I mean my everything. I had more energy way back before he even came. I feel like majority of my powered energy went to him. I see him, man, and I smile, man. You know what
Yeah,
I mean? I see
yeah,
him, and it's like it's just like an angel is on earth. And when I see him, and he's so happy to see me, I know I'm a very busy guy, but man, when he's happy to see me, run into me, smiling, he can be hard headed sometimes, but
yeah,
he knows how to make the day much better for me. A wife, on the other hand, same way, we did come into some clashes, of course. Took some time apart, as I'm experiencing now, but I'm not stressed about it. I've taught myself that when it came down to it. A lot of people experiences when they go through things, they let those things suffer their brain, their mind. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Not me. I've been through so many experiences, man, in different relationships. I was the type of person that would always beat myself up and be depressed in that situation. No, I wanted to prove the people wrong. I wanted to prove everybody wrong. Everybody who thought that I couldn't do something with what I was doing, I wanted to prove them wrong. And man, did I do that.
yes,
I proved so many people wrong. From Twitter to RL to family, everybody. I strive my butt off. I put so much work into it and still made time for my family, still made time for my community, still made time for Twitter motivations. I did that. I put so much into it. So when I got partnered, and you've seen about 4,000, almost to 5,000 people like that, understand that my strive did not go unnoticed. I literally showed everybody what I was doing for 2 whole months. back to back to back to back, 7 days a week, no days off.
Yeah.
Still making time for my family. So I can really say that I proved so many people wrong, man. I really did. So many people doubted me, man. So many, man. And I did the impossible. So when a lot of people tell me that they can't do it, I wouldn't believe that.
Yeah.
Because you do anything, you put your mind to it. You have to focus it.
Oh, of
You
course.
have to understand the things that come with it. You know what I mean? It's a sacrificial deal. If you're not going to show the world that you can do something, then how are they going to believe you? I showed the world that I can do something. Everybody who watched me or known who I was, I showed them that. So there's no way that you can't do it. I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody. I literally put the work, the time, the effort into what I wanted to do. And I did that. I achieved one of my biggest goals. I hit Twitch partner. Not only did I was Bungie focused. Not only that, I was a Bungie bounty. So many things came into my way. I
Yeah.
proved in so many ways that things can be achieved.
Of course.
You have to have that mindset, that focus, that smile, that strive. I don't sit here and tell people to strive for no reason. The word strive means a whole lot more to me than people think. If you're not going to strive, it's just a waste of time. You're wasting your time. If you don't want to strive, if you don't want to be great, then I can't help you. But if you want to strive, you want to be great, and understand that there's the time that needs to be put into it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about numbers. Don't worry about view count. Don't worry about what other people think. Don't think about any of those things. Just do you. Be you.
Yes.
Be F1. Or be me.
Yeah.
Do what you do. You know what I mean? Have fun with the game. Enjoy yourself. Put yourself on Twitter. Tell them what you do. Show them the reason why they should watch you.
Yes.
And don't even worry about the numbers. Acknowledge your chat. Love your people, man, because they built you. I don't ask for anything. I let the community, my community, decide where I go from here. And they wanted me to go to partnership. They did that, not me. So if people say that they can't do something, it's because they don't want to put the work in. It takes work. As a person that was an affiliate for 5 whole years, it takes work.
Yeah.
No one's going to give you a helping hand. No matter if you go to stream teams, no matter if you go ask this guy, no matter if you go ask that guy, you have to put in the work. Stream teams are assistants. Hosts are assistants. Babysitting, host, you're babysitting. They're not yours. Host giving you big host counts of 122, that's not yours at the end of the day. 122 count is a base that you are put on the directory map for new people to check you out, to make it your community.
Yeah.
Follow what I'm saying?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's how it works.
So,
But Jesus.
away from all the hard work, obviously, that you put in every single day with everything that you do, if you're just having a night in, feet up on the sofa, television in front of you, what's your favourite TV show or film that you just think, I just want to lie back here and I just want to put something on and just chill out?
To be honest, I don't have any time to do that anymore, so I don't even know what that's like anymore. But back in the day, if you want to talk about back in the day, I was very, very hooked. I know. Hey, look, don't judge me, all right? I was hooked on Vampire Diaries. I was really, really hooked. Elena, oh my God,
Are you
Elena.
right? This is no word of a lie. Vampire Diaries. My daughter is sat in that room there this very second watching it on Netflix. And
Really?
she's just watching. She watches about 4 episodes a day. She loves it.
Oh, I was so hooked on Vampire Diaries. I would watch it until I had to go to work. I punished myself. I was upset, but I watched so many episodes because every time an episode ends, it was just like, oh, what's gonna happen next? I gotta click it. Don't click it. Don't click it. Don't click it. I'm clicking it. I'm watching. You know what I mean? It was a very, very hooked, very, very hooked deal. You know what I mean? Elena know how to keep my eyes in tune. It was one amazing, beautifully well put together woman. The way they put her together in those episodes was very, very amazing. I think Vampire Diaries is one of my biggest ones. Dragon Ball. Dragon
Dragon
Ball,
Ball.
hands down. If you ever see me use anything in Twitter that has to do with Dragon Ball, Ultra Instinct, Vegeta, Goku, I watched Dragon Ball, and it was reasons behind it. I like to watch it. There was things like aura messages in Dragon Ball Z that a lot of people tend to ignore. They're more about the action packed pieces of Dragon Ball. Me, Dragon Ball had a lot to speak of. So when I use little GIFs from Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball was a way of telling y'all that aura can be controlled. If you can't control that aura, that balance, that energy, you're gonna lose out. When
Yeah,
Goku's out of energy, he's drained, he's done. But when Goku can control that energy and then reach into higher peaks, that's my mindset. And that's how I was able to balance my energy. I think of Dragon Ball so much, man, because it relates to me in so many ways.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
It really relates
absolutely.
to me in so many ways. I'm able to. A lot of people ask me, how do you wake up every morning and have so much energy? Well, I've taught myself, I've learned self for 5 whole years, not even in my 18-year-old state. And 5 years from now, 31. So maybe about 26, 27. I was learning more about self, about me. No one taught it me. I didn't go on YouTube to look it up. I taught myself, and I thought about Dragon Ball because I love that. I watched it every Sunday. The whole seasons of Dragon Ball Super. Understanding the ways, man, of Dragon Ball, man, was a totally different deal. Knowing to control your aura, thinking of Jiren controlling his aura and not even moving. His mind itself was doing most of the talking for him.
Yeah,
That's a whole different state. Um, I teach myself every morning to wake up and tell myself I have energy. And when I tell myself that, that energy is balanced, I tell myself that negativity will not drain my energy. Negativity will never drain my energy. I've seen so much negativity aimed it towards me or aimed around me.
yeah,
It doesn't bother me. It just flinches right off. It's like my energy is just knocking negativity right away from me. I'm always going to be that positive guy. I'm going to be smiling. Only time that I will be upset if something happens to my son or my family.
yeah,
Twitter,
yeah,
cancel culture, all of that stuff doesn't bother me. It's not my business. Won't stand into it. I am mainly focused on me. It's me. I like to smile. I like to make sure that everyone around me is smiling. My peers, my family, my community on Twitter, Twitch. They deserve to smile. They deserve to be uplifted and motivated. Why not share so much energy do I have with the community? And look
exactly,
at what it has done. People are
exactly.
uplifting each other. I'm getting so much love from it. People are using their energy of their own and they're uplifting. They're killing it. They're being motivated. I've saved so many people for so many situations. I have 100 DMs, 200 DMs. And people are thanking me for this. I've saved so many people. I've seen somebody said that you saved me. I've been focused in college. You've saved me from wanting to kill myself. You've saved me. It's so many things that I've done just with the motivational videos, my energy, my smile. You know what I mean? The
Yeah,
love. It's so good. You know what I mean? When you get the love, man, oh man, you could feel it. You will feel it. You really will feel it. It's amazing, man. It
yeah,
really is. And it's not hard to do, but a lot of people make it as the hardest thing is because something isn't going their way, sort of feels like their day is a failure when it's not. You're allowing your day to be a failure. And that's not the case. You know what I mean?
yeah.
You tell yourself in your head that you have failed your day, but did you really fail your day? Or is your mind playing tricks on you?
Mm,
You can turn a bad day into the best day, man, if you put your mind to it. And that's the biggest challenge.
yeah,
That's the biggest challenge. A lot of
yeah,
people can't do that. It's a scary deal. But it really, really works, man. If you can challenge yourself doing these things, it's amazing. And I do that every day. Every day is a challenge for me, but I'm always ready for it. So
oh, that's brilliant. Uh, I know a lot of people in chat know how much I love Dragon Ball. It's awesome. I love it. And
what's your
to
favorite character?
do you know what? I'd love to say Goku because he's the obvious, but I think Vegeta
Goku is the
because
best.
he's got
Ah,
more
and
to
we're good friends.
he has more to him. So he's got the tough exterior, and obviously
Mm-hmm.
when he came to Earth to live, met Bulma, etc., etc., the softer side on the inside
Mm-hmm.
developed. Still tried to keep the
Right.
outside, shell up, but sometimes he just drops that guard and shows he's got some emotion. And he's a badass as well when he's in fighting.
Hmm. So you like Vegeta's ways, his mindset. Vegeta takes nothing from anybody. Vegeta's always his own self motivation. So Vegeta plays a good role. He's a really good dude.
Yeah,
I could agree with Vegeta. Vegeta's a very, very strong individual, man, in his own mind. So I'm shocked that you picked Vegeta. Very, very, very shocked. You look like you have that mindset of Vegeta that you don't take nothing from nobody. Seems like the whole entire deal for you.
I try. I try my best. Um, Unfortunately, well, I work uh, somewhere similar to yourself. So UPS is parcel deliveries. Is that correct?
Correct.
And I work
Hmm.
for the Royal Mail in the UK, which is obviously it's the oldest postal company in the world. So I deliver letters
Right.
through people's letterboxes and deliver parcels. And we're heading to our, as you probably will be, heading into the busiest time of the year, heading up to Christmas and this period.
Don't remind me. Don't
Yeah,
remind me. Yes, sir.
and
Yes, sir.
unfortunately, when you've got managers at you. But anyway, enough about me. So, what type of
Hey,
music?
you're doing it. I'm surprised.
What type of music is are you into?
Me? I ain't gonna lie. Back in the day, it was hip hop, all of the crazy gangster stuff, somebody dying type stuff. But that was young. That was young days. Talking about like Eminem, Notorious B.I.G., Tupac. I mean, all of those names, of course, and they're definitely idols. I love Aaliyah to death. Aaliyah was one of the most amazing people. Um, Michael Jackson, of course, King of Pop. Whew. I came up with a lot of those things. Started meeting as we got older, new generation people coming in like Eminem. Eminem was in for a while. Dr. Dre. Start pushing more towards Drake. Lil Wayne. It's just all these common artists. And if it was a song, even if it was country, hip hop, rock, whatever it is, if it was a tune and I could nod to, I liked it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
I wasn't a very picky person. As I got older, I sort of went toward the jazz and relaxing type feel of vibes with instrumentals and paying more attention to the beats.
yeah,
As you can see now, because that's all I really truly played. Something that's a really, really good, just relaxing vibe that can ease the mind and have everybody just, like say, hey, this is a good vibe. What is this? People don't listen to that type of stuff. You got people listening to Kendrick Lamar or all the crazy rock or the crazy hip hop, all of these things, some of these things that don't make sense anymore. But I'm just the type of guy that just listens to now and listens to vibes. If anything's a vibe, if it's a nice jazz feel, something a little bit about Jay Dilla. Jay Dilla had some amazing instrumentals. I play those when I do my freestyles. Um, those are the type of tunes I like. I'm not really too big into the I would say the industry culture music anymore. Everybody y'all would say more like Kendrick Lamar, or did you hear some of these new people that they tell me like I don't even know their names because I don't really listen to it like everybody else
yeah,
does. I'm really, really on the side of just the jazz and relax type feel. Now, if I hear beats, of course Cardi B. Now, if I heard Cardi B, she's new, but Cardi B. You know what I mean? Everybody's very, very on to Cardi B, majority of the women. And, Cardi B's somebody, I respect Cardi B because she did everything on her own as well.
yeah,
Everybody doubted her. And look at her now. Cardi B makes so much noise. She's on Billboard. She's getting music in all places. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I can respect somebody like Cardi B who started from nothing and proved the world wrong, sort of like what I'm doing. Um, and she's from a woman's perspective. You know what I mean? So Cardi B is a really good one.
yeah,
I think that's all I got, man. I don't really, like I said, if it's a vibe, I just listen to it, man. I always tell if it's a vibe, it's a vibe. I'm just a vibe to it.
yeah.
So
Cool. Uh, so, if you were to go into, I don't know, magic lamp, rub it, and you could pick a wish, which would be your favorite food dish, what would it be?
my favorite food dish. I can rub a lamp. My favorite food.
For me,
Hmm.
it's a great big ginormous burger with buns and there's and it sounds really unhealthy. There's grease running down it with melted cheese and big fat. You call them fries, we call them chips. That's it for me. That's what I'll be getting.
Uh, uh, I would take a big old supreme pizza.
Oh,
That's what I would
pizza.
do. Without the pineapples thrown at me. Uh, I would take a big old supreme pizza, man. I love supreme. I love it so much. I'm thinking about it right now.
Sorry.
Um, no, it's totally fine. I would definitely pick supreme pizza. If I could rub the lamp and have a big old supreme pizza, it's mine. I'm eating all of it by myself. I'm hooked on pizza. I'm a big pizza guy. I was that ever since I was 7 years old. So
Yeah.
my dad let me try Pizza Hut for the first time and he messed up. So
Oh.
because
Oh.
I'm hooked on pizza.
So we've got to know you a lot better away from gaming, streaming, etc. I think lots of interesting things that obviously I didn't know about yourself. Uh, but let's move into gaming now. But
Mm.
just before we go to that, just like to say in chat, I haven't forgotten about you. Alerts are off for a reason, so they don't distract me. But Athena Fox, TC Tech, thank you very much for the follows. It's very appreciated, and thank you. So moving on to gaming. So what was the first game you ever played?
The first game I ever played. Let's see, we're talking about Sega Saturn. We're going way back in the day. I'm gonna say it was Fighting Vipers. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of that game. Fighting Vipers was
No.
a Saturn game. Uh, that's the first game I actually ever played in my life was Fighting Vipers. No one's gonna. If you go look it up, Chad, it's Fighting Vipers. It's literally a Sega Saturn game. I enjoyed it very, very much. Fun fighting game. Never
Fi-
really hooked on fighting
Fighting.
games. Wasn't really big on the shooters. So crazy, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So was the Saturn your first games console?
hmm It was. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like a twin tower. So I've never seen a console so big.
Yeah, I remember my friend uh, buying one, and obviously back then uh, you had to go around to people's houses and knock on the door. There was no mobile phones right back there, and you go in and you see this great big Sega Saturn just sat there, and it's like, "Do you want to go?" I'm like,
It's huge,
"Yep,
right?
yes, I want to go."
I was like, it
It's
was
like
like
that.
one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever seen in my life.
It's a shame. It's a shame it didn't take off as well as it should have done because it was a great console.
It was, man. It really was. And they knew how to show it off in game stores back in the day. So good, man.
Yeah,
So good. What a
definitely.
tease.
What are the what different types of game do you like to play?
A lot of people think I'm just hooked on Destiny, which I really, really am. Yeah, yank me. I'm Destinied up. Uh, I I played a lot of games. Believe it or not, I am very, very big on RPG.
Yeah,
I love RPG. We talking about all Final Fantasy series. We talking about Chrono Trigger to Chrono Cross. We're talking about Legend of Dragoons. We're talking about Legend of Gaia. We're talking about RPGs, Wild Arms 2, Wild Arms 3. We're talking about RPGs. I am very, very big on those type of games. I'm telling you, it's crazy that you don't hear me mentioning any gun action games, any Call of Duty, because I wasn't really focused on those games. I would play it, but it didn't pique my interest.
yeah,
Like RPGs. Like Final Fantasy, I gotta say, is it 10 or 11 where you could summon and use the summons? I love Ifrit. I love Baramat. I love Anamia. It's so many of them. Shiva, the freeze of ice. Oh my god, they
yeah,
had Shiva so many ways. And Ifrit on 11 was a nice skinny buff guy, but on 10 or 9, he was just the biggest looking monster ever. I'm thinking about it in the fantasy house about it right now. But Final Fantasies were the go-to games for me, man. And I gotta say, the game that really, really got me the most was Legend of Dragoons for PlayStation. Being able to power up and have that whole entire mindset of your body turn into this crazy, nice looking armor with these wings and a sword. It's games back then were much funner, and you needed a strategy guide. You really did, because some of that stuff you really couldn't figure out on your own. You know
Oh,
what I mean? Back
yeah.
then, and what it is now, everything is much more of a given deal than it is. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like a lot of people are giving you hints and telling you where to go. Back in the day, it was none of those
no, it
things. You
was none of that.
definitely needed a strategy guide if you didn't know
Yeah.
where you were going, or
What
listening, or actually reading.
what was it? I bought Final Fantasy 8 for the PS1, and it came in a great big box because it was over 4 discs. And you're right. So I was playing it, and it's fine for the first hour as you're getting into it. But then when it started, so I had to. There was no Amazon, and there was no proper internet shops. So I had to get on the bus, go into town, go to the game shop, buy the official strategy guide. It was about that thick.
Huge.
And you're like that, looking
I
full, and you were actually encouraged to read.
You
But
really
yeah,
had to read. They made you read
yeah,
on how to do
definitely.
these things. And you'll look at the book and be like, oh my God, that's what I had to do. I passed by this guy so many times.
Yeah.
It just like people in that back in the day didn't look so important, so you ignored them. I'm like, well, geez, Louise, dude, that passed you for a whole week.
Yeah.
I should have talked to you. I should have talked to you a week ago.
Yeah.
Oh
Thinking,
yeah,
thinking, I'm
it's so
stuck.
much
I'm
fun.
stuck. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck.
Exactly. Like, what am I
Just like,
doing? I'm given like 8 hours a day, and I'm literally constantly going backwards and forth, fighting the same enemies. It was getting so boring. I was like, I need a strategy guide. I told my father I need a strategy guide. I'm tired of fighting the same enemies. I went on the map to different locations, went back to the same location. I don't know what to do.
no.
So my father went and got it from me.
Nice. So let's move on to the game that you're most known for, which is Destiny. Uh, what what got you interested into well, we'll say the Destiny series franchise? Because obviously there's 2 games, but what got you into it?
Mhm. Uh, a friend of mine that I work with at UPS actually put me onto this game. I knew nothing about Destiny, period. Not one thing. I didn't know that Destiny was going to be a thing that I was going to be hooked on. He told me I was going to be hooked on it. But in my mind, I'm like, no way. There's no way. So he gave me a beta code. Of course, I'm going to play the beta. And he didn't lie. Played that beta until almost till the game came out, till the beta like expired. I was so hooked on the beta, know that we were doing the same thing over and over. The fact of it was, I just wanted to keep leveling. Picked the Warlock for the first time, and I felt like Dragon Ball Z all over again. Throwing Nova bombs made me feel like I was throwing Spirit bombs. I'm over here just like, I'm hooked.
Yeah.
I love this Warlock. I don't care about Titan. I don't care about Hunter. I didn't pick any other character, even though there were other characters to pick from to experience. That was more of your game type. I was on that Warlock forever. And when the game finally released, woo, I was hooked. Warlock was my first one. And of course, me and my boys after work, we always had a discussion. We can go in at work and we all get hyped out of our minds. I can't wait to play Destiny now. We got to do a new raid that's coming out. It was a hypest time of my life. Like the new Photo Glass coming out tonight. Y'all ready? We got to get off work. We got to get ourselves set up. Take a quick shower, get everything ready. We're just hyped
Yeah.
out of our minds. Picking my Warlock, making sure I got my guns. All the times, where did they go? It was just really fun to be hyped and prepped up when you get off work to know there was new things that you were going to experience.
Mm.
And I played it all the way through, man. Water Glass is the first thing I ever played for a raid, and I've never played raids. We didn't have that many people back then at first for raids, but then they introduced me to this thing called LFG. We took one guy from there. We only needed one person. The guy we actually played with actually worked at GameStop. It was kind of funny, but he knew a little bit more about what we were supposed to do in raids. And I didn't think I was going to love raids until after the Voter Glass. When I experienced the Voter Glass, I actually wanted to do a lot more raids. And we're talking about raid counts in D1. I think I really went overboard. I did over maybe like 1,656 raid completions. But the whole entire deal of doing those raid completions was so I can meet new people.
Yes.
And I was on LFG and I did that. I went on LFG and I would just help anybody. Anybody who made a post, I'm going to help. I was that motivational guy that you hear now that no one knew about back then. I was that guy motivating LFG, and believe it or not, LFG got me into streaming. A person from LFG told me I should start streaming. Your motivation is out this world. And people were down in a raid. I would go in there and pick them up. What's going on? What do y'all experience? Everybody okay? Wake up in here. What's happening? What we doing? They've been doing the same raid for like 5 hours. And I get that. But that stops here. I'm gonna tell everybody what they need to do. We're gonna do it right. Man, when they pumped after I had that conversation, it beat that raid within 10 minutes. And when they did that, it was just like, what was this guy like? He was like, what did he say? He said, what was the guy like 5 days ago? So it was just, I think the experience of hearing people celebrate after being a raid, I think that's what made me happy, because I felt like they were in my shoes back in the day when me and my boys were trying to do raids and couldn't get them done. And being a guy that was able to teach raids and be able to help people get where they need to be, Destiny became my love. I love that game.
Yeah.
I was very, very hooked on meeting new people, playing new DLCs, just vibing. Helping people get through things was a very strong accomplishment back in D1. Getting your name started, matter of fact, in D1 was the biggest play by helping other people. Some people were in PvP. We had people in PvP, of course. I was, believe it or not, one of those guys in PvP. And when we were playing up against streamers, I didn't stream like that. So I'm like, oh, I am about to go and beat this person. He's got like 180 viewers. I'm going to snipe his life away. And man, now look at me. Now I'm that guy that's literally being focused upon that situation. But raids were very big for me. That was the only thing I was really, really focused on. I had no camera back in the day when I started streaming. I was pretty much just vibing in Destiny 1 and helping people raise that were the important ones, the newest ones, and get your levels up. So if it wasn't Vault of Glass, it was Crota. If it wasn't Crota, it was King's Fall. If it wasn't King's Fall, it was Wrath Machines. It was just basically different raids and different scenarios. A lot of people still struggled with King's Fall a lot, and it was hard for me to teach King's Fall back in the day, but we were still able to get people through it. I was doing maybe like 3 jobs at once. Somebody would tell me they did something right. I have to go watch for myself to see if they really did. But it was the funnest time was getting stuck in a situation, people getting frustrated, but they still wanted to learn. I think that was the funnest thing. And those raids back in the day brought so many people in. So many people wanted to experience it and wanted to get the weapons and just wanted to beat it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The GOOOO shader. You remember that shader back in the day? The GOOOO, all of those shaders, man, back in the day that pop and glow like Buzz Lightyear.
Bring them back. Bring them back.
It was just things like that. You celebrate ships. You had nice new ships that you offer with these raids. A lot of things that came in these raids, man, that you just don't see anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what's a standout moment for you? I know when I asked Addy the other week, she mentioned her stick in her mind moment was where you get to the final part with Oryx in King's Fall, and all of a sudden he's just this big thing that comes, and he's ginormous at the end of the raid,
like this,
and you look up, and she was saying that's her sticks in her mind wow moment. What would you say was yours?
My wildest moment, Destiny. My wildest moment, I would say, was it's my wildest moment. It's not like a oh my god you did something really good moment. It's a real wow moment. So we were on a Wrath of Machines for 6 hours. I was teaching this. Note that I get through this raid maybe like an easy 30-40 minutes, but jumping into this other team to help my friend, man, what a bad decision, because I had to go to work in like 2 hours after that, so I didn't even get to sleep at all that night. A whole entire deal with this raid was Axis himself.
Yeah.
We made it that far. It didn't even take us long to get to him. It was just him. 6 hours, one guy on the team, always him. I won't forget it. I will never, ever forget it. We was this close. Note of when we were on this boss for 6 hours. Everybody's feeling a little drained. We need to go to sleep.
Yeah.
Man, boss had an inch of help. Of an inch. We just needed to do one more
It
phase.
just needed to be
And
breathed
that
on.
was it. Yes, just throw a rock at him. He should die. The guy stopped the raid with some chicken nuggets. F1, listen to me. He stopped the raid for some chicken nuggets, and he needed to throw the ball. It was him. He was the only guy that needed to throw the ball so we can do the damage. And he didn't. We thought the controller was broken. We thought something had happened. No, when we wiped and he came back, I finally got my chicken nuggets. When I say everybody got quiet in the raid, I was just like, I want to go to sleep now. I really want to go to sleep. Of course, her friend was just like, it was very bad swearing moments at that point.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you messed up this raid for some chicken nuggets? Yeah, my roommate brought me chicken nuggets. The party just disintegrated. It was gone. So every time I do Raffle Machines, all I can think about is chicken nuggets. I think about chicken nuggets every time. It's that bad. I really think about chicken nuggets every time I go there. Even when I don't speak about it, it's there. And people in my chat that were watching a long time ago will always say it. Hey, chicken nugget moment right here. They know what that is. It's a very bad moment, but that's one of my biggest moments of life.
Well,
Guy being one shot and we lose it to chicken nuggets.
I'm sure that that moment will resurface when Raph comes back out of the Destiny Vault sometime.
Oh yeah, of course. I'm gonna make sure we make rules on chicken nuggets being not a thing and don't stop the raid for chicken nuggets. Yeah.
So, so what's your favorite raid then?
My favorite raid, I think a lot of people ask me that so much. We're talking about favorite raid, we're talking about King's Fall.
Yeah.
King's Fall just had so many amazing encounters. The way it was built, the puzzles, the way you had to do it. Yeah, Oryx would slam his fist on Pellas, but people still don't know how to kill ogres, still don't know how to kill knights at the same time. People just don't know how to do it. So if ogres were out of place, it was just a bad moment for a lot of people. So I think those encounters were good. Fogov, not Fogov, whatever the other guy is with cum shots. We always call it cum shots on the floor when you shoot the little gooey stuff for some reason, because that's what it looks like. We back in the day, man, it was I think that raid, the mechanics of that entire raid, getting tagged in and tagged out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Going in and tagging people, going to the middle. You remember going to the middle plate and building up that wall so we can get into the actual boss fight? You even started off first by going into the room and slamming the balls, then going into a crazy puzzle room, and then go into the tag out place where you had 3 people go to the left, 3 people go to the right, but 2 people stay in the middle. And that was still hard for people to do. Like, hey, tag me in. You had to make sure that person, when he flipped out, he had to make sure he gave it to the next person so he can go to the middle. And I thought that was amazing. And then using
having to take out the knights before you started going across the tag.
Exactly. How many did you have your sniper? It was
sniper
we
out.
always used to challenge each other and see who can take the snipe first and then go. I'm like, I got the sniper. No. I'm gonna take the snipe with you. I'm gonna see who can hit the headshot first. It was a fun time. Those were fun moments. King's Fall was an amazing moment. It was amazingly built mechanical raid. Not just, I wouldn't say it was amazingly built image wise, like that, but mechanically built. That raid was built. Everybody knew about the little stick that shot out, and y'all know what everybody considered it. Instead of a stick, they considered it something else. I'm somewhere in a private area. I'm not going to talk about that, but they considered those things those. But it was fun. It was fun jumping, going over there. It even had a secret hidden Easter room where you could take the ball, and we all went in there and we thought it was something new.
Yeah.
But it was actually just a basketball court type deal.
Yeah.
But those were amazing moments. They were fun because you had you thinking if there was a piece of gear here somewhere that, and Oryx himself, the man, Shooting is hard. Didn't have a touch of malice. And we didn't know we didn't know that Golden Gun was a thing back then, but Golden Gun was the Celestial Nighthawk was the play. Taking that heart out. And just we didn't know that we could run around plates, if you remember that, right? We
Mm.
always was used to run up and down, and then you would just see his little what was those things come after you do the heart, he did his nice little phase where those things would just shoot down at you, and then
Oh yeah,
everybody, and if you cross paths with each other, you're getting hurt. It was really, really funny. But then we realized that you could just run around plates and until it was over. I just King's Fall was the best for you, man. A lot of people ask me why, but that's why. King's Fall was just the best. And it's
yeah,
still a struggle to this day. So people still can't beat it.
yeah.
So
It holds a special place in my heart because it was when I first started playing Destiny. Well, from the beta, and I bought it on the day release, but I didn't have people to play with, so I missed Vault of Glass. So by the time I'd got a group of friends going, some of them are here now watching this. The first raid I did and completed was King's Fall, and it
right.
always holds a special place in my heart. One because of everything you've said about how it's designed and stuff, but we used to just
Oh.
have such a laugh in there. But yeah, so you play PvP as well, which you've mentioned.
Ah, I do. Yeah.
Uh,
You're gonna make me talk about this, aren't you?
well, you can keep it really brief if you want. Now I have opinions on this because
uh,
I like PvP as well. I'm not the greatest, but I hold me on. Uh, but what changes would you like to see with PvP? Now I know there's uh, new subclass coming with Beyond Light and stuff like that, which will obviously change things and new guns. But what would you like to see more of giving you reason to play PvP?
uh, wouldn't even really matter to me. Changes are changes. I think we've complained enough back in D1 with changes and sandboxes and no one being happy about it. It's whatever.
Yeah,
Change whatever you want. We're just going to adapt to it and they're going to complain anyway, right? I'm just
yeah,
going to adapt. I would love to see changes that we wish for, but it just doesn't work like that. And it's not on our time. They could hear us in that situation and say, this is what needed. But if they knew that was the situation, they would have did it a long time ago. So they're not really focused on what you think. They're actually hearing what you're saying, but not really focused on what you're thinking. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Um, they're not worried too much more into the veteran players and focused on the new players, new light players. People who were able to shoot guns who like auto rifles. That's why they bring auto rifles back in because auto rifles were a thing for some of the newest players to shoot, make them feel like they were some champions
Oh,
up against a hand cannon. But
ah,
that wasn't the case for me. I really think that auto rifles need to be a little bit touched on, in my opinion. I just think they're too overpowered right now. Cyril's regime in general needs a nerf. Mountaintops, which are going to get gone soon. They need a nerf. Pulse rifles, just bring them back in a little bit. Mida, scout rifles, please bring them in.
oh,
They have
scout
not done
rifles have been
anything
forgotten about
longer.
all the
Yeah,
time.
in my opinion, they're a waste. They're a waste of weapons in the game because they don't do crap. Um, I would want scout rifles. I miss these new scout rifles that we get, man, need to do more work.
Yeah,
Um, I prefer scout rifles. I want my hand cannons back because I'm a fan of hand cannons. I love hand cannons. I don't feel like hand cannons needed to be nerfed as heavy as they did. Maybe not forgotten, which is totally fine, but I don't feel like that should have took a punishment to all of the other hand cannons in the game because hand cannons take skill, takes precision. Without a precision shot, hand cannons are nothing. Hitting body shots with a hand cannon isn't going to get you the TTK
yeah,
versus over an auto rifle. You know what I'm saying? So if I wanted to buff something, just buff the. I'd say if I had to pick between hand cannons or all of them, it's crazy. I love my hand cannons to death, but something that has not got enough play time in a couple of months and seasons, I'm gonna say scout rifles, man. Scout rifles got to come into the game for people, especially for people who play way further back. And I guess maybe they want to change it where people don't play back all the time. There's a way to balance that out, right? Like you could do things about that. There's far end maps, and I don't think scout rifles are going to get buffed now. The fact that some of these things are getting voted, half of the close quarter maps are seems like that scene you don't really have too many map choices now with the vote, but the voted things happening. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I really want scouts just to make some noise. Even in PvE, scouts need to make more noise, man. They're trash. They're not good weapons. I mean, you use scout rifles just to take shields off, and that's about it. You won't use it anymore. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Just to stay safe. So, yeah, man, hit the scouts up, man. Get rid of the grenade launchers, man. Put them in heavy slots, every one of them. Grenade launchers should not be primaries unless they're exotics. That's my opinion on grenade launchers.
You're then having to do a trade off of an exotic against
Right.
so you couldn't run Wardcliff as well as a kinetic exotic grenade launcher.
Exactly.
So you've then got to think
Exactly.
about it. But yeah, I've got the summoner. I was using it the other night in comp, and I felt like I was cheating. It's just
It's dirty. It's a dirty weapon,
it's
isn't it?
just a
That
laser
thing is
beam, and as
dirty.
long as you could just hold it on
It
they're
is.
gone.
It's so bad. It's the fact that it can do so much damage so easily. That and ignoring hunger. It's upsetting.
Oh, Norin
Those are the
Hunger.
two popular auto rifles. Are they're dirty. They're
Yeah,
dirty weapons. They really
exactly.
are. You can't do anything about it, and no one's going to enjoy that.
No,
So when they sit there and say, "I'm up against an auto rifle," there's no way I can win. They can't win.
yeah.
Literally just spray all day.
So just before we go on to the next topic, Justin McCarthy, thank you very much for the follow. Very appreciated, and thank you for dropping in and watching us this evening. So what I like to do is it's just a very quick 20-second quick fire round. So I'll give you either or, and you just pick one of them.
Oh,
So the
okay.
first one, Crucible or Strikes,
Crucible.
hand cannons, auto rifles. You just answered that.
Hey, cannons.
Mercury or Mars,
Mars. That one was
the Traveller or the Darkness. Ooh, thinking
darkness.
Darkness.
Sorry.
Watching
I'm sorry.
watching Netflix or watching Twitch.
Twitch, hands down.
Action films or comedy films.
Action.
Right, so there's three answers for this one: PS5, Xbox Series X, or PC.
Why this one? I gotta go. Stuck. I gotta go with. I gotta go with Xbox Series X. I have to. I can't take the cheaters. I can't. I can't do it. I would prefer to go with the Series X and then coming with the FOB slider next
Yeah,
month. With that coming, I'm totally fine. I got nothing to lose. I'm going with Series X.
yeah.
Period.
Well, I'll be getting PS5, so don't worry about it.
Don't worry, Cross A will be coming in soon. So
Well, exactly. Uh, Again, I think this is one that we've answered. So, burger and fries, or pizza, which I think you answered
love them
earlier.
going for pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Last one: Snoop Dogg or Eminem.
that's no question. We're gonna go with Eminem. Like
There you go.
Eminem's a lyricist. He's killed it out here. Yeah, you ask me about that. Snoop Dogg has no compare. It's
Well,
Eminem. Eminem's gonna slaughter.
he's quite big in the UK for. He's doing an advert. Is Snoop Dogg at the moment for Just Eat. It's so cringy.
Oh,
It's one of them. It's one of them. You just go like that. Is this what it's
yep.
really come
Hit him
to?
with this. I don't know if Snoop Dogg. I don't know how Snoop Dogg is still doing it, man. GG's to him because he is
Well,
old.
well, he's got to keep bringing the money in somewhere.
He does. You would think it was from gaming because he was doing that for a while.
Yeah. So we'll just move on to the very last subject now. So streaming. This is where you are 5 days, 6 days, 7 days of the week. 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
7.
7. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. uh,
No, you're good. It's totally fine.
So I think you have answered some of these earlier, but I'll ask again in case there's people obviously came in a bit late. Uh, so how did you get into streaming?
Of course, LFG was a starter. Um, that was my way of getting into it. I enjoyed I enjoyed it when I started. I started on console. I didn't have none of these crazy, fancy looking setups you see now. Any of those things. I had literally just a console. No connect, no camera. All he had was this and a nice little stick-in piece for my mic to talk into. And that was it. And until then, this thing is still with me. So this thing is going on 5 to 6 years old of headphones, but they're so comfortable. The padding is amazing on these 840s. Can't go wrong. That's how I started.
Yeah.
That's about it for that piece.
So what's the journey been like over the 5 years? So from
I'm
when you
glad you asked
started,
that part. Let's go
and
ahead and
hang
go
on.
in.
So I don't actually have a drum roll type of thing, but from when you started to making partner the other day.
Woo! I'm sorry we had to cancel it because I know we were supposed to do it on
Don't worry
that day,
about it.
but I didn't even know it. The journey, man. I'm gonna tell everybody. This is for everybody who wants to be a streamer, including yourself. Um, it is a journey, but you have to actually want to take that journey. That makes sense. Prepare for the unexpected. Um, prepare for what's going to come your way for somebody to try to stop you being what you can possibly be. As you come out of the 20 viewer slot into the 40 viewer slot, you start to meet a couple more people. Some good, some hateful. Some of those people will do things to make things very, very bad for you, make it feel like your confidence level is super high by botting you, by getting you maybe 60, 75 people. And you look at it and realize those people aren't talking. And you're just like, I don't know none of these people. Somebody is botting you, obviously hoping that you fail. Well, Hype Man has went through so many of those experiences of that. Been in experiences of racism, been in experiences of people hoping that I fail, talking bad about me on Twitter. I've been experiences being bodied almost for a whole year and a half. Being denied partnered 8, 9, 10 times in a row. Um, letting that get to me and sort of falling off. Attitude changed up. Everything changed up. Um, meeting people that are dossers and what is the other word for people to I can't remember what it is for people come into your door and sort of likely run you in. You'll experience a lot of these things with people making these type of threats, sort of gets you pressure while you're streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, people try to hold you offline as you're a streamer, sort of make your day more of a upsetting day than a happy day. But those things got to me and I almost wanted to quit. And that was my second year in. Almost wanted to quit. But you had a friend, and I had a friend of mine named Justin M25, muscle guy, big muscle guy. I put in my Discord that I can't do this anymore. I said this to everybody in the Discord. I can't do it. I can't take this, man. I can't do it anymore, man. No one believes in me. I just can't do it. He sent me a video. He reminded me how important I was. Even if I didn't have that many people, he reminded me how important I could be. So you remember where you started, man? You reminded me that sent me a motivation video. I looked at that whole 20 minutes of that motivation video. I took that motivation video and I said, thank you. I looked at the 20 minutes of that motivation video and realized how important I was. And I thought of my grandmother after that motivation video and realized what my grandmother told me I was destined to be. My grandmother told me I was destined to do great things. And man, I literally I took that. I took all of that. That third year in F1, that's when it started. Focus. I'm prepared for what I'm about to take on. Hate that's ready to come my way. I'm prepared for all of the things that are ready to happen to me. And man, was I ready for it. So many people were throwing their hate. I had found out that auto mods were a thing. Big shout outs to Regina to tell him about auto modding. Auto modding was a thing in the situation to not even let y'all even see what was being said, only me. It didn't even affect me. Racial slurs, a lot of people hoping that I fail, hoping that things will go really, really bad for me. And it didn't. You know why? Because I trained my mind and my mindset that I can make it further. That people disbelieved me in situations, even my own family, even my wife, that believed I could not achieve anything on Twitch. Man, the 4th year in, I kept focused. Thought about my son, thought of my grandmother. 2 individuals of one, just those two,
Yeah.
the biggest impact on my heart. Made that energy, that aura, everything rise. I was very, very focused in that point. And I always motivated myself each and every day. And then I decided to take it to Twitter to see what they thought. So what I would say to myself, I would say on camera.
Yeah.
And then that touched a lot of other people. So instantly, instead of it coming just a one-time video post, it became a weekly thing. Now we uplift so many people, all for motivations that I feel for myself. I never knew, touch other people. Being the most positive, strongest person in the community. I've been in everybody's situation before. I've been in that corner where I just want to not do it anymore. I've been in that corner where I feel like these numbers just suck. I've been in a corner where I felt like it was just all about if the day wasn't good and I didn't see a view count of 30 to 35 people to rise up, my day wasn't good.
Mm.
And then I realized, man, it's not about numbers. Nope. No, sir. It's about your community, man. It's about your community that you built, the community you work with, the community that you love, the ones that make you turn that stream on every day so you can stream for them.
Yeah.
It's for your community, man. Community decides where you go. And hear what I say when I say that. Your community will decide where you go. Community decide if you wants to hit partner, and your community will decide if you don't hit partner. A lot of people in the situation fail to realize that putting things in titles and stuff like that, and I get it. Me, on the other hand, it didn't matter at that point. At that point, I just started streaming. I just want to stream. That 4th year in, titles were my titles. I stream whatever. Relying on stream teams, that was a done deal, dead deal. Not thinking about that anymore. Stream teams were not a thing for me. Even though I were in them, I wasn't depending on stream teams. This was dependent
Yeah.
on me and my community. I kept going. I made motivation videos 7 days a week. I streamed 7 days a week for 2 whole months, F1, 2 whole months. Full focus, full-fledged, mindset telling me I can do this each and every day. Grandmother, cold breeze all over me. Feel it. To make sure that I keep my head up and keep doing what I do. And man, did I meet so many people in the process of doing that. Why? I challenged myself to make sure I talk to my community. My community, each and every person must feel important.
Yeah.
That was the challenge, F1. Talking to your community and gaming at the same time was the biggest deal ever. You're able to game and play the game and talk to your community and then teach your community to talk amongst each other makes the community better for newer people who come in to make sure that they feel comfortable. People come in the channel first time will never just click the follow button. They like to see what your community is about and how they feel. They see them vibing, they like the vibe, they click the follow button. Now they're involved with your community. Now you got to make sure you make them feel like they're involved with your community. So I learned a lot on my journey, man. I learned to be able to, back in the day, I wasn't able to talk as much like I used to now. Now I'm able to interact with my community, game, talk about a little bit of other things, make everything feel good, have some beautiful vibes in the background, keep it family friendly, and realizing you don't even need to curse to make it here.
Yeah.
All you gotta do is stay positive, keep a smile on your face, man, and vibe out. Even if the smile on your face isn't the thing that you want to do, still to learn how to vibe out and just talk to your chat. And chat decides where you go, man, and they bring new people into your community because they tell other people that they know in their communities or in their IRL life to come over there and check you out. And then that's how you build on that. Don't rely on a host from me. Don't rely on a host from Glad. Don't rely on a host from anybody. They can give you the host and you're just babysitting. They just put you at 1,000 viewers. You're at the top of the count and you're at the top of the count for maybe a good 30 to 40 minutes. Well, good sir, you got 40 minutes to go over there and show off on what type of person you are so you can bring new people into your community because you are at the top of the directory right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So
obviously, you mentioned community, and the the one thing I love that you do for your community, as well as all the positive messages, whether it's on Twitter or while you're streaming, is the freestyling. I can't do this without asking you about the freestyling. Where where did that come about for doing the stuff, doing it on stream? What made you decide
Well, my
to
best
start?
friend, my best friend sort of started the freestyling. Uh, because we were in Oryx, and she takes like 30 minutes to make it through that nice little private part area, and I'm already at the end, 2 minutes in, and we'll wait 30 minutes just so she can get there because she has a problem like making it to the end, and it was all the time.
Yeah,
So one day I was like, you know what? I am so bored. I am just gonna freestyle until you get here. So I made a freestyle literally about her jumping because she couldn't get here. She's laughing while I'm freestyling. I'm freestyling about her not making jumps. And I got hosted at the time I was doing this freestyle for 300 viewers. I was freestyling and didn't even know I got hosted until after I finished the freestyle. So many follows at that point, F1. Uh, literally freestyling and laughing, and we got over 100 followers that day just from that freestyle. And freestyle started becoming a thing. People started coming back, want to hear more. Subs wasn't a thing back then for Twitch, you know. Of course, we
yeah,
didn't have that. And affiliate wasn't a thing either. Uh, but people were making donations. They wanted to hear music and they wanted to hear me freestyle and stuff like that. So we sort of just took that all the way through. Um, and did some things. You know what I mean? Freestyling was basically brought on upon a friend of mine that couldn't jump. That's how freestyles became a thing. I was doing music for a long period of time in my life, but I've retired music for a while when I was doing this game. I sort of bring it back just because I was bored and we were sitting there waiting for a person to jump. And that's how freestyles came about.
cool.
And now to this day, they're just blasting right on through now.
So we've obviously seen how it's come about. What would be the chances of maybe a 15, 20-second freestyle?
Uh, um,
About
yeah, I could do
anything.
that.
You pick anything.
Okay. Just let me know when you want me to do it.
The floor is yours.
Okay. 20 seconds. You just tell me when to stop.
You
I'll just keep going.
fair enough.
You just
I,
have to let me
I'll
you
just
have to let me know when to
I'll just
stop.
go like that.
Cool. I'll do that. I'm gonna snap my fingers because I like to do that. Kind of crazy we rap now, but we got it thinking. They say it made you doing weekends, but you kind of drinking. I mean, I'm doing what I need to now. I'm just kind of blinking. We rapping and talking and moving. It just got me thinking. They say it made you might be rapping and you might be singing, but I was doing everything, man. I was study dreaming. I couldn't stop myself. I had to take the turple, rapping and moving, doing things like it's the color purple. But I was trying to be the best. I mean, I'm satisfied, and I to jump to the top. I think I'm verified. I mean, they know about love now, but I gotta take it. Love is made to drive mad bars now. Congratulations. But I was trying to be the best, I mean, my own ways. Dropping these bars for every reason, like the UK. Dropping these games like I'm yelling out, like, okay, I'll drop bars all dang day till I can't play. See, I was trying to be the best. I'm sorry, I can't stay. It's all about the grind and love, strive that we love to chase. But I was trying to drop bars. I mean, I feel the bass. I mean, the love is more major. You see it in my face. So that's how it is.
Brilliant, mate. That is absolutely brilliant. I love watching you do that and listening
Yeah,
to the
man.
words of what you say. That it is some talent because it's obviously you haven't got song uh, words
A
in front of
beat.
you. It's all up here,
And in mind, man. Yeah.
all up here.
I love it.
That's brilliant. So that has come to the end of our chat this evening, and obviously all I can do is I can't thank you enough for joining me. It's been a pleasure,
Very, very well.
a very very big pleasure.
Thank you for
Uh,
having me.
Again, and I'm sure those that are in chat, you can see on the screen Amaze's Twitch name is there and his Twitter. Go follow him on both because he's the most positive man I have seen and met now, and
Thank you.
you will not you will not regret that, and the positiveness will flow into you off this talented, positive, Twitch partnered man that is with me today. So as always, so I'll just say, Riot Shield, Quibble, I am the Ripper. Thank you very much for the follows. Again, very appreciated. What we always do at the end of these, we go across and we see uh, another member of the community. We go show some love, like we always do. And I try to pick different people each time. So I think, have you heard, Amaz, have you heard of a streamer called Grandad Gaming?
I think he follows me. I've heard his name. I've seen his name before. Thing
So
is, I've seen him in like tags on Twitter. I think I've seen his name tagged on
so
Twitter.
he has a great talent as well. Well, one is he's a funny streamer. He's a Destiny streamer. He's a funny bloke. He's from the UK, but he's also a very talented graffiti artist.
Really
Yeah. Uh,
interesting.
if you follow him, he does do some great stuff. But we're going to go across and show him some love this evening. So I'd like to thank everybody that's joined me for this great chat with Amaz this evening. We go across as always. We go show some love. It always sounds weird when I say this. We go show some love to Grandad. But again, thank you very much, Amaz. That was brilliant.
Well, Mr. Granddad Gaming. All right.